school for Bob Hope campuses today. We're live in Port Arthur talking new policies and what students, staff, and parents can expect this year. Plus, baristas at a Beaumont Starbucks vote to join a union. The nationwide movement it's part of and the workplace protections they're seeking. And a high-stakes summit is expected later this week between President Trump and Vladimir Putin, why Ukraine's president may not show. 12 News Daybreak starts now. Good morning, Southeast Texas. Thanks for being here with Daybreak on 12 News Plus. I'm Tia Johnson. Mark has the morning off. It is now 7:01, so let's go ahead and get a first look at your weather with meteorologist Jeff Gerber. First, taking a live look outside. Wow, was it raining in Orange, Jeff?
They haven't had as much as we have here. Yeah, they're one of the places that have gotten a little rain, but not like we have.
Oh, we just saw Beaumont too, though.
Yeah, well, Beaumont we're getting some rain here for this morning. What?
It didn't look like it was raining. The sun was out shining.
Well, yeah, there's some sun out there, but there's also some rain. As we take a look at radar, you can see some of the heavier rain now working its way up into Hardin County, southern Jasper County. A thunderstorm down over towards Sabine Pass, Sabine Lake, a lot of lightning there. They're getting probably some of the heaviest rain right now. And there's more rain stretches over towards Chamber and Liberty County for this morning. Let's take a little bit closer look, and you can see right around Sabine Pass, they've been getting some pretty heavy rain. Gosh, over the last hour or so, and then we see some of those scattered showers through Beaumont, heading up towards Lumberton, over towards Sour Lake, over towards Nome. They'll be getting some rain for this morning. Our day planner showing, I think, a little break as we head towards later on this morning. Things should die down, and then we could see things flare up again as we head towards later on this afternoon into this evening. Highs today back into the lower 90s. If you like today, I think you're going to like the next 7 days. We'll have your forecast coming up.
All right, thank you so much, Jeff. Jefferson County Marine Division deputies helped rescue 2 people Saturday after their boat capsized in Sabine Pass into the Louisiana Cut. Around 8 a.m., a local fishing guide called in to report that 2 people were in the water. Deputies responded, jumping into the water to check on an 83-year-old woman and a 57-year-old man. Fortunately, no one was injured. The water was shallow and the boaters were wearing life jackets. Deputies secured the overturned vessel using a patrol boat. The stranded people and their boat were safely towed back to the Causeway Bridge boat ramp. Big news from overnight. President Trump is considering deploying up to 1,000 National Guard troops to Washington, D.C. According to officials, he could make the official announcement today. They say the decision is not final, and the number of guardsmen and women is still being determined, but they'd likely be pulled from the D.C. National Guard. When NBC News asked the White House about the decision, they said all options are on the table when it comes to making D.C. safe again. Troops would reportedly focus primarily on supporting local law enforcement. Meanwhile, we're taking a look at the high-stakes summit scheduled for later this week between President Trump and Vladimir Putin. But there are questions this morning about whether Ukraine's president will show up in Alaska. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio has the details.
This morning, President Trump is preparing for a historic summit with Vladimir Putin on American soil, as questions remain about whether Ukraine's President Zelensky will attend. President Trump announcing the 2 leaders plan to meet in Alaska this Friday. It comes as European leaders warn the path to peace in Ukraine cannot be decided without Ukraine. The U.S. ambassador to NATO saying Ukraine's participation in the summit is possible.
There can't be a deal that everybody that's involved in it doesn't agree to. And, obviously it's a high priority to get this war to end.
But Zelensky defiant, saying, quote, there is not a single real step from Russia towards peace. That is why sanctions are needed. Senator Lindsey Graham described what that peace deal could potentially look like.
You'll have some land swaps, but only after you have security guarantees to Ukraine to prevent Russia from doing this again. You need to tell Putin what happens if he does it a 3rd time.
The timing striking. Trump announced the summit on the deadline day he's set to impose tough new sanctions on Russia if Putin didn't stop the fighting. But now Putin will visit the U.S. for the first time in nearly a decade without facing sanctions or committing to a ceasefire.
What is going to be the outcome of this? And the person who has to ask the most is, of course, President Zelensky, who is already sounding alarm bells in his commentary saying, look, nothing about Ukraine without Ukraine. We're not going to necessarily accept anything you decide about us. So he's clearly worried.
Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
Well, it's a rainy start for some heading back to school for the first day today. This includes those at Bob Hope Schools, Colemanel ISD, and Warren ISD. As always, we hope everyone has a great first day. And this morning, we're highlighting the students and staff over at Bob Hope in Port Arthur and the new policies being implemented this year. That's where we find 12 News reporter Daniela Tabuada-Palau giving us all of that good back to school information. Good morning, Daniela.
Hi, Tia. Well, right now it's currently raining. A few minutes ago, there was a double rainbow. It was the prettiest thing I'd ever seen. And I'm here with campus director, Mr. Reed. Exactly. We saw this double rainbow. It's a good day for the first day. What exactly are we expecting?
We're expecting a fantastic first day of school. We've got 577 students that are about to roll into this campus, and it's going to be a fantastic 25-26 school year, and that double rainbow is a sign of good things to come.
Of course, of course. And then what are exactly some of your goals or the goals that Bob Hope has for this school year?
Well, the goals that we have is to keep going what we have in place, and this is an A-rated campus. We offer 3 fantastic programs for our kids to take advantage of, and it prepares them for real world situations. For example, jobs that we want them to aspire to, and being able to go to the college of their choice, whether it's fantastic Lamar University or where you came from, University of Houston down the road, UT, A&M. We get them ready for that.
Of course, of course. And then students are about to come soon in at 7:30.
Right.
What are some advice that you'd like to give them before they get here?
Well, what we're about to talk with them about is their focus on lofty goals, what we want them to aspire to be, whether it's working as a public servant, like for example what I do as a school teacher, or entering into major industry like here at Motiva and Chevron, Phillips, and BASF, jobs like that pay 6 figures. Those are the kind of goals that we want our students to aspire to.
Of course. Well, we see a car already, so we have our first student maybe coming in, but we're going to get back to you later, and hopefully students are going to be walking through these doors. So I'll send it back to you, Tia.
All right, exciting news there. Thank you so much, Daniela. As for tomorrow, Harmony Science Academy, Port Arthur ISD, and Toccoa Academy will head back to class. Most other Southeast Texas districts will start school Wednesday. As children head back to school, organizations across Southeast Texas continue to offer a helping hand. Sunday, Salem United Methodist Church in Orange and St. James United Methodist Church in Beaumont hosted a special back-to-school blessing. Students and educators were able to start the school year off with prayer and encouragement. Pastor Emmanuel Eccles, who leads both congregations, prayed with students, teachers, and school employees, offering words of inspiration and presenting each with a gift to begin the year with confidence and faith. 7:08 right now. Baristas at the Starbucks on Dowling Road in Folsom voted 14-3 Thursday to join Starbucks Workers United. This makes it the 30th unionized store in Texas and 4th near the Houston area. The victory adds to a nationwide movement involving more than 12,000 baristas across 45 states, according to a press release. They're seeing workplace protections, including living wages, respect, racial and gender equity, and fair scheduling and staffing. Kaylee Williams, who's been a shift supervisor for 3 years at the Dowling and Folsom location, said in a statement, "I'm really excited to join Workers United and be part of something bigger than myself. It feels good to know we're all working together for fairness and respect. I'm excited to stand with my partners and make a difference for us all." We have more on the movement at 12newsnow.com.
Money Matters, sponsored by Gulf Credit Union.
In your Money Matters this morning, President Trump's big, bold bill includes some major changes on taxes, and one change millions of workers are eager about is the elimination of taxes on overtime. But as John Meteries explains, there are a few catches you need to know about.
One of President Trump's most popular campaign pledges, no tax on overtime, is now law, but it comes with some catches, and already some people are not happy about that.
When the big beautiful bill passed Congress, one of its many provisions was a no tax on overtime policy. The Wall Street Journal says it could boost the take-home pay of millions of workers as much as $90 million in total the next few years. But many hourly workers are balking over what they call a catch in the bill. It gives a tax break on the half part of time and a half pay. The initial hour wage is still taxed. A viewer named Bonita emailed me to say, this in no way is what people thought would qualify. Overtime is the full time and a half, not just the half. So from the Doesn't That Stink file, the fact that no tax on overtime doesn't mean no tax on all overtime. Not only does it not give a tax break on the first part of time and a half, it also excludes thousands of workers. Airline employees, railroad workers, and other transportation workers do not qualify because they work under separate labor contracts. In addition, the overtime pay deduction is capped at $12,500 a year, which means if you're a workaholic and take in 20 grand of overtime, you get a break on just the first 12.5 grand.
So if you make overtime, you should be taking home more money this year. It just might not be as much as you had first expected. So just don't waste your money.
Still ahead on Daybreak, the Newton Eagles are working to prepare for Friday Night Lights. 409 sports reporter Holton Pepper has a preview. Plus, a famous movie relic is now on display at the Alamo. Your trending news next.
And it's a wet start for some across southeast Texas. Grab your umbrella. Looks like rain is a permanent fixture in the forecast through the next 7 days. We'll have a look at your 7-day forecast in just a few minutes.
We begin with breaking news in Port Neches.
Firefighters continue attacking the flames from the air.
We're working to learn more about a police chase.
We'll give you a live look at the scene tonight. Our crew there.
A chase in Port Neches turned into a standoff.
So we're working to get you more information.
We're going to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I wouldn't say that I was like a partier, but I would say that I was a social butterfly. So we would just always drink. That night, I went through a red light and I T-boned another vehicle. And I just remember thinking like, oh no. Right after the DWI, I lost my license and I did 30 days in jail. I could have killed him because I decided to be reckless. I have a ton of regrets. I'm Katie. 5 years ago, I got a DWI, and I'm still paying for it every day.
As tropical activity picks up in the Gulf, 12 News is your hurricane headquarters. Get prepared before a storm hits. Watch the 12 News Hurricane Special, streaming on 12 News Plus. From the must-haves in your supply kit to the evacuation routes you'll need to take, plus safety tips and how you can protect yourself from storm scammers. The 12 News Hurricane Special, keeping you prepared. Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, don't mess with Texas, means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, don't mess with Texas means don't litter.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn here with one of the most important hurricane tips, having an evacuation plan. First, gather food, water, and medicine before storing it in an emergency kit. Plan well in advance where you're going, how you'll get there, and if you'll need to transport any pets, small children, or the elderly. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
.14 on this Monday morning, and we've had some rain around southeast Texas for this morning. Some places like Beaumont down towards Port Arthur have been getting some pretty heavy rain. Sabine Pass has been getting some pretty heavy rain. Orange has gotten a little rain, but not quite as much as we have over here towards the western edge of the triangle, I guess you could say. You can see downtown almost an inch of rain this morning with some of these showers and thunderstorms coming through. This is a view from Packer the Prairie, part of the Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. Currently showing 73 downtown, humidity at 92% with a little bit of a west wind at about 5 miles per hour. Temperatures generally lower 70s, 73 in Port Arthur, also Kirbyville, 72 Jasper, Orange, 76 in Silsbee, and then 75 in Woodville. And here's a look at radar, and you can see some of the heaviest rain down right near the coast, and then we still have a batch of some pretty good rain working its way up in towards, say, southern Jasper County from Buna all the way down back into say just to our west, maybe down towards Sour Lake there, over towards Hardin County, and places right to the west of Beaumont. We'll zoom in a little bit here, and you can see Port Arthur getting some rain this morning. Sabine Pass not quite making it to Orange. There's been a few showers up there, some heavy rain over southern Cameron Parish, but you can see that stretch of rain just by not quite to Lumberton there, back down just north of Beaumont. And then some heavier rains also over towards Chambers and Liberty County for this morning. Everything's moving off towards the north and west slowly, about 10-15 miles an hour. See all the lightning out there for this morning. We haven't had any severe weather, not expecting any, but there are plenty of lightning strikes. So be careful if you don't have to be outside this morning. Maybe good just to stay in and away from that lightning. If you're driving to work, taking kids to school this morning, slow down. Roadways are wet, especially here around the triangle. The lakes area are fine. That 190 corridor hasn't seen any rain for this morning. You can see the rain hugging the coast for the most part from south central Louisiana all the way over towards almost Corpus Christi as far as the Texas coast is concerned. Things should start to die down 9-10 o'clock this morning, and then as we head in towards this afternoon, expecting maybe some more to flare up as we head towards later on this afternoon, about 30, maybe 40% coverage this afternoon into the early evening. Then overnight, fairly quiet through most of the overnight. The lakes area should be dry, but we could see a few showers along the coast. Speaking of the coast, let's look at tropical information we have right now. There are a couple little disturbances in the northern Atlantic. They won't add up to much, only a 10% chance of development there. It's this one off the African coast that we're watching, a 90% chance of becoming first hurricane of the season. Good news is the computer models did not bring it into the Gulf, but it might be flirting with the east coast of the U.S. We'll have to wait and see. But like I said, right now all indications are it's not going to make it to the Gulf. Gulf looks like it's going to be quiet through the next 7 days, especially the western Gulf. So we'll go 40% coverage of some rain. I think the bulk of that has been this morning, but we might see a flare up this afternoon with temperatures in the lower 90s. And then tonight, middle to lower 70s, a small chance near the coast of more showers in the morning. And then a 7-day forecast that looks pretty wet. We'll see about a 40% coverage of rain today, Tuesday, Wednesday. Friday's 50%, Saturday's 40%. Now, it's not going to rain all day, every day, but there will be some dry periods. There will be some periods where it gets a little wet. So just keep your umbrella handy.
Now, Jeff, question.
I don't like when you started it out that way.
Why?
Now, Jeff, question. How about, I have a question for you.
Hey, Jeff, simple question. Does the rain have anything to do with hunger? Because my stomach is growling. I think for you, because remember when it's sunny outside, you tell me how hungry you are, and then when it's raining, you tell me how hungry it is. So I'm always hungry.
I think this is the weather in general.
It don't matter. I'm hungry at all times. All right,
it's getting late in the morning. We need something to eat. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
Give me a little donut, kolache. Something. All right, just a reminder, you can download our app at any time to get the latest on the weather. Check the radar by going to the radar tab in the app.
409 Sports, brought to you by Golden Triangle Emergency Center, Orange.
As football season approaches, we're shining a spotlight on our programs, and there's one just north of here where success is the standard. Here's 409 Sports reporter Holton Pepper.
Let's go. Eagles on 3. 1, 2, 3. Eagles.
Every season, expectations come and go based on new coaches or certain senior classes exiting for college. But in the town of Newton, tradition is the expectation. Drew Johnston is walking through the door of what will be his 7th year at the helm of this program.
You know, when you're in Newton, you want to play as far as possible, and that's the expectations, and that's what I told the guys. I mean, we got a big senior class. I'm really excited about the guys coming back. There's a lot of experience. But that's what I told them, you know, every year we have the same expectations, so what's going to make us different?
Dating back to 1972 when Lidney Thompson was the man in charge, Newton has won district 37 times in the last 52 seasons. And going on 13 straight titles, the Eagles are looking to notch number 14 with the simple mindset of staying focused.
Just play with some grit, man. Just play with it on your mind and stay motivated and dedicated every day. When you see me on the field this year, y'all know it's on my mind.
Newton is bringing back 14 total starters, and that can be part of the recipe that cooks another successful season.
When we started off season, I expect a big senior leadership presence because that we've got probably the biggest class we've had in about 6 years. And they have. It's like I said, this group, they played for me for a long time, and they're hard workers, good kids. I love them to death, and I'm excited about the opportunity we have.
Newton's opponent headed into Week 1 is yet another household name in this state. The Eagles hit the road to West Orange to face Hiawatha Hickman and the Mustangs.
They got us last year, so we're looking to return the favor. But you know what to expect when you play those guys. They're always going to be coached well. They have tradition. They play hard. You can't put them away. You got to play a full game, and you're going to get their best.
If you want to become a man on that field, this is where you need to be. You just got to have some heart and play with some grit.
All right. Well, now it is time for your trending news. The classic film Pee-wee's Big Adventure was released exactly 40 years ago this past weekend. And in honor of that, San Antonio has something special on display.
The stars at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of Texas.
You can now see Pee-wee's iconic red bike in person at the Alamo. It's part of a collection that sold at auction last May for $125,000. Though technically there were 14 bikes used in the film. Now this one is for the dog lovers, especially those of you who even love the more homely pups. We have a new ugliest dog in the world. For nearly 50 years, the world's ugliest dog contest in California has put unique looking canines in the spotlight. This year's winner is Petunia, a 2-year-old hairless French bulldog mix. There she is right there. The annual contest encourages people to adopt dogs of all shapes and sizes. I would never put Bo in the ugliest dog contest because I think my pup is the cutest one out there. All right, moving on. Chick-fil-A's fall menu is out with some fan faves and new items that look downright delicious. First, a savory twist on a classic. The pretzel cheddar club sandwich with original spicy or grilled chicken. Next, a new waffle potato chip flavor inspired by Chick-fil-A's signature sauce. The original sea salt flavor and new sauce flavor will be in select stores. And cherry berry drinks are returning with a sparkling twist, including lemonades, frosted treats, and the first seasonal soda, cherry berry and Sprite. It's now 7:22. Jeff Gerber will be right back with another look at your forecast. Look at that cloud there in Lake Charles.
This is a tornado on the ground.
And the roads are slippery.
We have a tropical storm warning.
Look at this water.
Street flooding in Beaumont.
It is going to get extremely cold.
The metal building blew away from a business. Staying safe behind the wheel is imperative.
Find a safe spot, move to an interior room.
Just make sure you're staying safe.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
409 Sports. To us, it's about so much more than a highlight, wins or losses.
It's the heart that makes up the game, the triumph of the human spirit.
It's agony and victory, diehards and day ones. It can divide or unify a community.
We give you the stats, but then we inspire you with the stories. The unpredictable, unforgettable, and incomparable.
We bring it to you all because sports lives in the 409.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, We take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with another hurricane tip. Stay connected. Sign up for free emergency alerts from your local county and plan on to monitor the latest local weather and news at 12newsnow.com. Being aware of any new information will be invaluable. And finally, know the types of alerts you may receive. A watch means be prepared, while a warning means act. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
Welcome back. We continue to monitor radar as we don't have any severe weather, but we have some pretty good rains coming down. You can see just to the west of Beaumont up towards the Buna area. So if you're heading out of Beaumont, maybe heading up 96, you're going to be running into some fairly heavy rain between Beaumont and up towards Buna. If you're heading up 69 as well, you're going to be running into some rain through a good portion of Hardin County. Looks like the rain is starting to lighten up towards mid-county. Still have some rain that a little bit on the heavy side over towards the northern part of Chambers County. We'll take a little bit closer look, and you can see Winnie's got a little bit of rain there. Beaumont also got a little bit of rain here and there. Orange has not seen too much this morning, as well as the Lakes area. Haven't seen too much rain up there as well. Now this is going to continue probably for at least another couple of hours before it starts to die down. The intensity is already starting to die down a little bit, but there's more out here in the Gulf. We're going to be watching that as it kind of slides off towards the north and northwest. So we'll have a complete look at your forecast through the next 7 days coming up in weather in just a little bit.
Coming up on Daybreak on 12 News Plus, we head back out to Bob Hope in Port Arthur on the first day of school, where we're talking new policies and what students, staff, and parents can expect this year. Plus, as we anticipate the release of the Uvalde records this week, the new high-tech security system that's being installed at all district campuses. And the Texas House is set to convene later this afternoon, the latest in the redistricting fight between Democrats and Republicans. And it is 7:27. Thunder might have woken you up this morning. We'll have more on your forecast when we're back in just a few minutes. Good morning, Southeast Texas. Thanks for joining us here on 12 News Daybreak. On 12 News Plus, I'm Tia Johnson. Mark has the morning off. It is now 7:30, so let's take a look at some of your top stories this morning. Port Arthur police are investigating a deadly crash over the weekend. A 33-year-old man was killed Sunday morning. According to Justice of the Peace Brad Burnett, his vehicle veered off the road, hit a ditch, flipped at least twice, and crashed into an oak tree. It happened around 4 a.m. in the 2300 block of Wignall Avenue. Officers found the overturned vehicle in someone's yard and the man dead at the scene. An autopsy has been ordered. In Beaumont, a $200,000 bond has been set for 29-year-old Jesus Medina regarding a deadly crash Saturday morning. 2 people were killed and 2 others injured after 2 vehicles erupted into flames upon impact on I-10 North over Harrison Avenue. Medina is being held on 2 counts of intoxication manslaughter. Each carries a bond amount of $100,000. We're still working to learn the conditions of those injured. Tom Flanagan confirmed over the weekend the Gilbert building has been sold to 2 Beaumont businessmen, Chris Richardson and Rob Fusilier. They told us back in June they plan to restore the building back to its former glory as part of broader downtown revitalization efforts. Richardson says the cleanup will start in the next couple of weeks. Transitioning now to your weather, taking a live look at Beaumont right now. That's a different look from what we saw in the last sky cam. The sun was out. Now it appears to be a little bit more cloudy.
Well, we've been seeing a little bit more in the way of some rain here in Beaumont as opposed to, say, Orange or up towards the lakes area, where they've been seeing some fairly dry weather out there for this morning. You can see the rain right now mainly concentrated, looks like right along the county line of Hardin County going up into Tyler County. Jasper has been getting a little bit of rain now. 190 though has been dry all morning long, have not got any rain. Some of these showers could make it all the way up there. We'll have to wait and see on that, but things have started to quiet down, especially around Mid-County where they had some heavier rains earlier this morning. We'll zoom in just a little bit here and you can see Port Arthur, still a few sprinkles here and there. Sabine Pass finally getting a little bit quieter weather as they had some pretty heavy rain there. And then you can see some moderate showers out towards northwestern sections of Jefferson County, southern parts of Hardin County right now with some of those moderate showers out there. Temperature-wise, generally into the middle to lower 70s from about 76 all the way down to about 72. Our day planner, I think, shows a little break towards late morning, towards lunch, and then we could see some more showers and thunderstorms flare up for the afternoon, so we'll be watching for that with highs in the lower 90s today.
Thanks, Jeff. It's been more than 3 years since the mass shooting at Robb Elementary in Uvalde, and we've learned the records from that shooting should be released this week. 12 News and several other TEGNA media outlets in Texas were part of a lawsuit seeking the release of documents that might shed light on what happened that day. Last month, an appeals court judge upheld a lower court's ruling that Uvalde ISD and the county must release their records. At this point, it's unclear what they'll show. It comes as the school district is getting a new high-tech security system. Uvalde CISD just got a $400,000 grant to put AI gun detection on every one of its 550 security cameras and can spot a brandished weapon and trigger a lockdown in as little as 10 seconds. Alicia Nieves from our sister station in San Antonio explains how this works.
We have been talking for about the last year, wanting to get AI-powered technology gun detection, and really just could not afford it.
Artificial intelligence will soon watch every camera in UCISD every second of the day.
We actually created a specific brand new grant program based on what happened with Uvalde.
It's thanks to the Safe Haven Grant Program from OmniAlert, the creators of the technology.
And once we've detected a firearm, which is typically takes a fraction of a second, we validate that it's actually a real weapon and that it warrants a response.
Then UCISD police, Uvalde PD, and staff are alerted instantly.
What type of weapon it is, where precisely it's located, a short video and some imagery around the person with the gun.
Campus is locked down. A mass notification is sent to parents.
And it is my understanding that that all happens within 10 seconds.
It's not facial recognition. The system only detects a brandished weapon. Even a replica or airsoft gun will trigger a response.
It gives me peace of mind as the leader of the district that we're doing everything we can for our staff and our students and our parents to feel safe and secure on our campuses.
2 UCISD officers already monitor cameras every day. Now they'll have another pair of eyes that never blink.
A remarkable number of the sad incidents we've seen, including Uvalde, they've occurred in full view of security cameras, but they were never monitored.
District officials say OmniAlert will be fully operational in the next few weeks. All eyes still on Texas. It's been more than a week since Texas Democrats left the state to prevent a redistricting vote. The move would potentially add 5 Republican seats to Congress, and Republican leaders have been trying to force Democrats to return to the Capitol. House lawmakers could be setting the stage for a national fight. California Governor Gavin Newsom has promised to draw more blue seats in his state if the Texas redistricting is successful. Democratic leaders in Illinois, New York, and Maryland are considering similar action. Senator Bernie Sanders says this is the only way to fight back.
So what should Democrats do? Sit back and say, oh, gee, Trump is doing this terrible. We can't do anything. Let them win the election when they shouldn't. So Democrats have got to fight back. I think it's pathetic, but I think that's what they've got to do.
The House is set to convene at 1 this afternoon. We'll keep you updated. We have some kiddos starting their first day of classes today. This includes Bob Hope Schools, Colemanel ISD, and Warren ISD. As always, we hope everyone has a great first day. This morning, we're highlighting the students and staff over at Bob Hope in Port Arthur and the new policies being implemented. 12 News reporter Daniela Tawada-Palau is live there giving us all of that back-to-school information.
Hi, Tia. I'm currently here at Bob Hope. As you can see, there are some students coming in through these doors already, and I'm currently here with the campus director, Mr. Reed. What are we excited for this new school year?
Well, we're excited for what you see behind you right now. We love having the kids coming into the building first day of school. I mean, that's what we're here for. We're here to serve students. So teachers are just as excited to see the students for the first time as the students are to arrive for their first day.
Of course. And as you can see behind us, there is a no personal communication devices sign because of the new Texas law. Can you explain exactly how Bob Hope will be implementing this new law?
Well, first of all, we're going to explain to the students what the law is this morning. Some of them are still not aware of this, even though the media has done a good job of reporting this story. But we're going to make them aware of the expectations and exactly what it means. And basically, in a nutshell, what it does mean is that no personal communication devices are allowed in the building, whether it's a cell phone, whether it's their smartwatch. They're not allowed to have that in the building. They have to put it away. And, and if we catch them with it, then we have to take it from them. But we will be explaining all of that this morning.
Of course. And then there's also the 10 commandments that are going to be placed in classrooms. Just real quick, tell us how that's going to look like.
Well, it's going to be on the wall. It's at a certain size that it's required to be at. And basically, it's reinstilling the values that our legislators want our students to be aware of. And those values are expressed in the 10 commandments.
Of course. And then finally, just what is some advice that you'd give the students here at the high school for a great first year?
To aspire to be the best that they can be. Think of the loftiest goal that you have. Keep that in mind all year. And as a school, we're going to help you achieve that regardless of what it is.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Reed. We really appreciate your time. But that's all the time we have for today. And I'll send it back to you, Tia.
Of course. Thank you so much, Daniela, for that. As for tomorrow, Harmony Science Academy, Port Arthur ISD, and Toccoa Academy will head back to class. Most other Southeast Texas districts will start school Wednesday. And it's time to start packing lunches again. Lunchly claims to offer a healthier alternative to Lunchables, but is it really? Brian Mays with Consumer Reports takes a look.
They look fun, they're easy to pack, and your kid probably saw one on TikTok.
We're also 30 less calories, 3 less grams of fat, and 8 less grams of sugar.
Lunchly kits, promoted by social media stars Mr. Beast, KSI, and Logan Paul, are the latest lunchbox craze. The pitch, a better-for-you take on the classic Lunchables.
We tested these kits just like we did Lunchables. We found no reason to call them healthier and found similar concerning levels of lead to those we found in other lunch kits.
Consumer Reports food safety experts put the Lunchly kits through the same battery of tests they used on Lunchables just last year, checking for nutrition and safety. Its test results are a snapshot in time and may not be representative of the lead levels in every kit. Lunchly markets its meals as lower in sugar and calories, but the full picture tells a different story.
Yes, the sugar is lower, but it's replaced with 2 sugar substitutes. And overall, it's still a highly processed meal.
Each Lunchly meal includes a savory food, a prime hydration drink, and a small candy bar. And that chocolate may be delivering more than just a sweet treat.
We know from our past tests that chocolate can be a high source of lead. In this case, we found that skipping the chocolate bar would drop the lead levels in the kit by about 30%. But let's be honest, kids are going to eat the chocolate.
In a statement to Consumer Reports, Lunchly said, quote, "We take the safety and nutritional value of our products very seriously. We abide by all legal requirements that apply to our products while also providing high-quality food and ingredients to our consumers," end quote. Nutrition experts say there's nothing wrong with eating a Lunchly kit now and then, but they caution against eating them every day, citing concerns over high sodium, processed meats, and phthalates that may leach from plastic packaging. So what's a busy parent to do? Try building your own lunch kits using real food in fun compartmentalized boxes.
You can pack fruit, veggies, cheese, dip. It will still feel like a lunch kit, but with a nutritional boost and fewer additives.
Lunchly might be flashy, but when it comes to nutrition, experts say the best lunch, and often the cheapest lunch, is the one made at home.
One thing Lunchly doesn't highlight on its website, sodium content. One kid can deliver nearly half of a child's daily limit, so always read those labels closely. Still ahead on 12 News Plus as the cleanup continues after the deadly Hill Country flood. A unique discovery amid the debris. It's 7:42.
When industry news breaks, we're on the front lines, digging into the issue.
Lamar is working to protect Power City from hackers,
Filtering out rumors and giving you the facts direct from inside sources.
ExxonMobil and lawyers for the United Steelworkers
taking on the story from all sides.
The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection last year.
Southeast Texas is a power city, and we're bringing the power to you. 12 News, putting Southeast Texas first.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, "Don't mess with Texas," means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, don't mess with Texas means don't litter.
It's hard to really come to terms with dementia. There are little things that you can't even begin to plan for that happen that you need the early diagnosis for. My mom has done so much for me. There's no way that I wouldn't do the same for her. It's so important to have the conversation with your doctor earlier because you just do not know what the future holds.
We begin with breaking news in Port Neches.
Firefighters continue attacking the flames from the air.
We're working to learn more about a police chase.
We'll give you a live look at the scene tonight. Our crew there.
A chase in Port Neches turned into a standoff.
So we're working to get you more information.
We're going to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with another hurricane tip, evacuating correctly. If local authorities advise you to evacuate, do so immediately and without delay. Bring your emergency kit and be sure to follow evacuation routes. Do not try to take shortcuts because they may be blocked. Also remember to eat and get enough sleep for you to deal with whatever stress that may come your way. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
It's been a wet morning for some areas across Southeast Texas. Other areas maybe not so wet. You can see downtown Beaumont, we picked up almost an inch of rain on our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. This is from Packer the Prey as we look at downtown skyline for this morning, but a lot of cloud cover. Still a little bit of rain coming down here in Beaumont. Our current temperature about 73 degrees. Temperatures across the area into the lower 70s from Port Arthur at 73, Jasper at 73, Orange at 72. A little warmer in Kirbyville at 74, Silsbee 76, and Woodville about 75. Here is our current radar, and you can see the range is stretched all the way up now, just shy of, say, the 190 corridor up there. Jasper, Newton, Woodville have not gotten any rain for this morning. Orange has gotten a little bit, but not a whole lot. And then other places like Beaumont, Sabine Pass, Port Arthur, Mid-County, all getting a pretty good dose of some rain. A lot of places picking up a half an inch to some places over 2 inches of rain for this morning. We'll zoom in a little bit. You can still see some moderate rain falling over the northern parts of Jefferson County, southern parts of Hardin County right now. Down towards Winnie, they're getting a pretty good rain. If you're driving from Beaumont down to Winnie, it looks like rain all the way. But once you get past Winnie, looks fairly dry there through Chambers County. And then down towards Sabine Pass, looks like they're drying out a little bit after some pretty heavy rain here over the last hour and a half. And then northern Orange County, western parts of Orange County have been getting some rain. Orange itself has been getting a few showers, but nothing too heavy as of yet. As we look at all this stuff kind of drifting off towards the northwest, notice the overall rain shield is starting to shrink this a little bit. The intensity is starting to shrink. We had a lot of lightning earlier this morning, and now as we go through the last half an hour, 45 minutes, not quite as much lightning. And we haven't had any severe weather this morning as well. I want to point that out, that it's just been general thunderstorms and some rain. We'll continue to see this, I think, at least through another couple of hours before things should start to quiet down a little bit as we head towards maybe lunch. Rest of the state fairly quiet except for some showers near the Texas Panhandle. We're definitely been getting some of the heaviest rain across the state for this morning. We'll see things quiet down, like I said, 10, maybe 11 o'clock. We'll see a couple hours in dry weather, and then late this afternoon, this evening, we could see a flare up of a few more showers. We'll go 30, maybe 40% coverage through the rest of the day. Temperature's going to be up into the lower 90s for today. And then overnight, should be quiet most of the night, and then we could see some more activity along the coast, kind of like this morning as we head towards tomorrow morning. Out in the tropics, low chance of development for these couple of storms that out in the northern Atlantic away from the U.S. And then this one out here looks like it's going to be our first hurricane of the season as it moves off towards the west. Right now, everything's indicating that it could be affecting the East Coast or just off the East Coast as we head towards early next week. Will not be into the Gulf. Matter of fact, the Gulf looks quiet through the next 7 days, so we don't have to worry about anything there. But variable clouds today, 40% coverage, possibly by this afternoon. We'll see highs into the lower 90s, and then for tonight, mostly cloudy. Small chance of rain towards the coast, and it even drops off to no chance as you head up towards the lakes area. 7-day forecast, more of the same. We'll continue to see scattered showers and thunderstorms pretty much every day, all the way through. It looks like the weekend into maybe Sunday we'll see rain chances drop off a little bit, and next week looks right now like it might be a little bit drier, but every day there'll be some wet weather out there from time to time, but also every day there'll be a period of some dry weather that you can get out and maybe get some chores done, activities done, errands done, whatever.
I always have to remember that like the percentage does not mean chance of rain, it means coverage.
Coverage, yeah.
So the 50 on Friday doesn't mean more rain, just means more people could possibly see rain.
That's right.
Look at me, I'm finally getting it.
Finally, how many years?
Almost 2. It's a hard job. I'm learning from the best.
You're preaching to the choir.
Well, how long have you been about doing it?
Oh my gosh, coming up on 30 years. Don't look at
Okay. All right, thanks, Jeff.
You bet.
New this morning, trial this week, or will begin this week, for a man facing 2 counts of intoxication manslaughter. 52-year-old Salvador Games of Brownsville was implicated in a deadly crash from last June. He was driving the wrong way on Highway 69 near the Jefferson County Jail when he allegedly crashed head-on into a car. 20-year-old Camille Marty and 25-year-old Lauren Eisenhower were killed. Games admitted to drinking and refused a blood test. He faces up to 20 years per count. Another mysterious fire erupted over the weekend at an abandoned home in Pinehurst. According to the fire chief, crews responded to the 3500 block of Martin Street around 7:30 Saturday night. There were no injuries, but the home is a total loss. This appears to be the third fire at this home. We reported on one there back in 2023. That one was ruled as arson. The causes of this fire remains under investigation. Across Texas, Central Texas flood victims got a little extra help this weekend. 1 month after the deadly flood, Mattress Mac gave away 400 mattresses outside of Lago Vista High School yesterday. The furniture gallery owner said he wanted to do his part to help. In a statement, he said, "This is what Texas is all about, neighbors showing up for neighbors." Meanwhile, cleanup efforts continue in Sandy Creek, and as residents sifted through debris this last week, a prehistoric fossil was discovered. Brianna Perez takes a closer look at what this means for the area after speaking with an expert.
As cleanup continues in Sandy Creek, a piece of history was uncovered.
So whenever there's any kind of cataclysmic event, floods, things that are very destructive to our human experience, they also are uncovering a lot of new fossils.
Matthew Brown, paleontologist at UT Austin, says he was called out to take a closer look.
Along Sandy Creek are these three-toed bird-like tracks. So we think that this probably came from a dinosaur like Acrocanthosaurus, which was a big meat-eating theropod dinosaur. So it walked on 2 legs. It superficially would have looked kind of like a Tyrannosaurus rex, even though those 2 species lived about 40 million years apart.
Brown says this dinosaur lived more than 115 million years ago. And around that time, it was not uncommon to see a handful of different species of dinosaurs in central Texas, including big plant eaters like sauropods.
So to be able to see the footprints, this track in the ground on the site where these dinosaurs were actually walking really sort of brings home the reality that these were living creatures that would have been, you know, if we lived 115 million years ago, would have been sharing the environment with us.
He says next they plan to use drones for aerial photography and laser surface scanners to create 3D replicas to study the area. Brown advises anyone who comes across a fossil during the flood cleanup to take a photo and email it to experts so they can examine it later without damaging the discovery. Reporting in Sandy Creek, Brianna Bettis, KVUE News.
When Daybreak returns on 12 News Plus, we'll have more news and weather in your morning rush out.
As tropical activity picks up in the Gulf, 12 News is your hurricane headquarters. Get prepared before a storm hits. Watch the 12 News Hurricane Special, streaming on 12 News Plus. From the must-haves in your supply kit to the evacuation routes you'll need to take, plus safety tips and how you can protect yourself from storm scammers. The 12 News Hurricane Special, keeping you prepared. Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
The impact killed my dad and brother instantly. A man, after drinking excessively with his coworkers, ran a stop sign, T-boned my parents' Honda, and destroyed our family. He could have just said, "Hey, I'm not okay." There's Lyft, there's Uber, there's taxis. There's so many other options. Every day, someone else can be taken away.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn, here with some hurricane tips for protecting yourself against flooding. Take shelter in a designated storm shelter or an interior room and stay away from glass windows of doors. And if flooding begins, move to higher ground immediately. Never walk, swim, or drive through floodwaters. Remember, turn around, don't drown. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy.
Welcome back to Daybreak. Y'all should have saw that dance Chef did. Anyways, it is now 7:55 and it's time for your morning rush out. Here's everything you need to know as you start your day. Port Arthur police are investigating a deadly crash over the weekend. A 33-year-old man was killed Sunday morning. According to Justice of the Peace Brad Burnett, his vehicle veered off the road, hit a ditch, flipped at least twice, and crashed into an oak tree. It happened around 4 a.m. in the 2300 block of Wignall Avenue. An autopsy has been ordered. At Beaumont, a $200,000 bond has been set for 29-year-old Jesus Medina after a deadly crash Saturday morning. 2 people were killed, 2 others hurt after 2 vehicles crashed and burst into flames on I-10 North over Harrison Avenue. Medina is charged with 2 counts of intoxication manslaughter. We're still working to learn the conditions of those injured. Baristas at the Starbucks on Dowling and Folsom voted 14-3 Thursday to join Starbucks Workers United, making it the 30th unionized store in Texas. It's part of a nationwide movement involving more than 12,000 baristas across 45 states. They're seeing workplace protections seeking, including living wages, respect, racial and gender equity, and fair scheduling and staffing.
And checking our forecast through the next 7 days, we'll continue to see pretty much more of the same. Scattered showers and thunderstorms pretty much every day all the way through Sunday. Now there are a couple of days where the rain chances a little less, like Thursday and Sunday. We're about 30 and 20 there. And some days maybe a little bit higher, around 50% on Friday. So just keep the umbrella handy. Not going to rain all day every day, but there will be wet periods here and there. There also will be just some dry periods here and there. So just tune in every morning. We'll get you through the day.
All right, before we go, it's time to clear those shelters. Meet Sassy, the big personality, in a tiny package. She's a 5-year-old Chihuahua available at the Humane Society. She does great with other dogs and cats, but would prefer a calm, kid-free home. Scoop her up before someone else does. Sweet little Sassy.
Of course.
That's the word of the day. Of course, you guys enjoyed watching us. We thank you for it.
Have a great day, everyone.
Give me a high five.